Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Parkside. Thank you all for coming out on this historic occasion of a once in 100 years major repair of a street and all of its underground utilities. We're here today to celebrate the completion of the L Taraval Improvement Project on time and on budget. Not that it hasn't taken a very long time. We're also here to celebrate this extraordinary community in this beautiful neighborhood that is so vital to our city and to the city's success and to Muni in general. Thank you all for your patience and for joining us this morning. My name is Jeffrey Tumlin. I'm the Director of Transportation at the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency. And I want to start by expressing my gratitude for so many people who made this possible. And I will not get a chance to thank all of you because many of you are here. In fact, I should probably thank everyone who has joined us today. This project was a collaboration from the very beginning. And the first and most important people that we need to thank are the people of the Parkside and all of the Sunset community. Along with our city and state funding partners and the elected officials, many of whom are behind me. I really want to offer profound gratitude, in particular, to the merchants and neighbors of Taraval Street. Really, thank you. You have worked with us hand in hand from the very beginning. This project was terribly disruptive. We had to dig out the entire street and replace all of the underground infrastructure while still allowing you to turn on your faucets and flush your toilets. This work was not easy, and we're very grateful for your patience and your engagement. You, through your engagement, made this project so much better. Thank you so much for your persistence. I in particular want to thank the people of Parkside Sunset who were critical partners with us every single day, ensuring that the voices of businesses and residents were heard. We'll hear later from POP's president, Albert Chow, who was texting me at least every week and pushed us in exactly the right way in order to make the project better and the construction less impactful. We also appreciate the persistence of Ed Su of Chinatown Merchants United, who was also persistent and made sure to uplift the voices, particularly the voices of merchants who do not speak English. So thank you in particular to Ed Su. We want to thank the Western Neighborhoods Project, who is here, and I hope that you visit their table just over there to catch a glimpse of the history of the El Taraval and how it shaped this neighborhood from the very beginning as it ran its tracks across the sand dunes of this neighborhood before all of these businesses were here. You'll also see some photos of the state of the underground infrastructure that was sitting in sand and about ready to collapse. So thank you, Western Neighborhoods. I also want to thank so many community advocates that are too many to name, but in particular, the San Francisco Transit Riders. I saw Janelle Wong, Walk SF, and Jaime Valoria, who is here, who helped push to make Taraval Street safer for everyone, particularly for seniors, for kids, for pedestrians, and for transit riders. I also want to appreciate all of the elected officials who helped shepherd this project from the very beginning. We'll be hearing shortly from Mayor London Breed, Supervisors Raphael Mandelman, Myrna Melgar, and Joel Engardio. But I also want to thank former Supervisor Gordon Marr for his critical partnership during the Segment A construction, as well as former Supervisor Katie Tang, who is here, who was a champion of this project from the beginning, making sure that it got funded, and And also thank Katie Tang for her role as the director of the Office of Small Business, helping to make sure that merchant voices were heard and that we were engaged in helping to minimize negative impacts on our small businesses on this corridor. Though this project, of course, is called the L Taraval Improvement Project, and we're cutting a ribbon on a train that is right behind us, this was not just a Muni project. This was a major upgrade to an entire corridor that had been neglected for decades. This is a modernization of every aspect of the infrastructure from 10 feet below ground to 30 feet above ground. As a result of the, I would say, fairly modest work that Muni did, all city agencies banded together to catch up on decades of deferred maintenance and deliver a project that will benefit this neighborhood and San Francisco for another 100 years. So thank you to the Public Utilities Commission for working with us to completely replace all of the underground water and sewer lines. Thank you to the Office of Economic and Workforce Development for helping the merchants in this corridor navigate the process and help us get smarter in mitigating some of those impacts. Thank you to Public Works. Many of your crews are here today. For making this project safer and more beautiful for everyone, for making the curb ramps more accessible, for creating art and landscaping at our boarding islands, and for putting out trees and repaving the entirety of the street from one end to the other. And a special thanks to our regional, state, and federal partners who funded all of this work, particularly to the San Francisco County Transportation Authority. Tilly Chang is here. For allocating funding for this for this project, for the Federal Transit Administration for their strong funding support, and to the California Public Utilities Commission for helping us make sure that the rail service is safe and ready to go. And then last but certainly not least, I want to thank the entire L Taraval Improvement Project team. We have folks who've touched every aspect of this project here today. And I'm so grateful for your hard work and technical expertise, as well as your collaboration. The L Taraval trains before the pandemic carried nearly 35,000 passengers per day. Those folks endured a bumpy ride on old and obsolete tracks. There were traffic signals that didn't respond to the train. And all of our crews came together in order to figure out how to make the train service work better for everyone while the infrastructure worked better as well. So way too many people to name, but a special shout out to Sean Kennedy and his team for your role in bringing the key safety improvements through the entire approval process and coordinating with all of the different other agencies to make this project come together. I also really want to thank our lead construction crew, NTK, for your thoughtful collaboration, your creativity, your professionalism that allowed us to deliver this project on time and on budget. And I want to thank all of the technical crews who are out there in the street day after day, replacing 5,769 feet of sewer lines, replacing 7,760 feet of new water lines, 6,270 feet of new train tracks, 22 new or extended and much safer and more accessible transit boarding islands, 11 new pedestrian bulb outs, 71 new streetlights, and over 175 new street trees. All of that work was done thanks to the incredible skilled work of hundreds and hundreds of laborers with whom the city would simply not work. So thank you to all of the crews who made this happen. Today, Muni is faster, cleaner, safer, and more reliable than it has been in decades. And that is thanks to projects like these that includes the sacrifice of those along the corridor who've endured the construction period. When we invest in Muni's success, we invest in San Francisco's success. It's work that makes sure that you can count on Muni and enjoy a safer, smoother, and more beautiful Taraval, and so much more. Now, to share a little bit more about the benefits of this project, I'd like to invite up someone who's been a champion for transit, for safe streets, and for supporting small businesses across our city, San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff just summed up everything about this project. But let me give a shout out to those who live in the avenues, for those who live in the Sunset, for those who live in Parkside. All of that is all the same. And we are so happy to finally be here. And we want to just really, I really want to reiterate our thanks for your understanding and for your patience, because I know that this has had a tremendous impact on this community, and it has been, of course, inconvenient. Inconvenient for those who rely on the L Taraval, inconvenient for so many of our merchants that have been here for decades, that have struggled. And we want to really appreciate Albert Chow and Ed Sue for all their amazing work that they did with merchants and that they did with our office to make sure that we provided the support necessary to at least deal with some of the challenges that they had at this time. But we especially want to thank the people who live in this neighborhood, because you still showed up for those businesses. You still helped them survive this very challenging time. And now we are coming out of that time with hope and excitement for what this new system means for the future. I know everybody here can agree on one thing, that we like running water. And we like it to come when we turn on the faucet. And we sometimes will drink it without a filter, because San Francisco has some of the best water anywhere. And when we flush our toilet, we want the stuff that's in there to go down. We can all agree on some of those things. And what happens with projects like this, all of the different technical things, you don't realize something is wrong until something is wrong. When you have to deal with a sinkhole, like what happened in Pacific Heights and in parts of this time in this area when we've had intense flooding and other issues. You don't realize the problems until the lights go out or something happens. And what we have done with our dig once policy, where we go into the ground, we try to not go back, but we try to go in there one time, 10 feet below ground, and get into the roots of the system and really upgrade it with a system that will last for the next 100 years. So then none of us will be alive, and somebody else's problem it'll be by that time. But the fact is, this is incredible. And it was hard, and it was inconvenient. And as San Francisco continues to grow and continues to change, and as we build more housing, we need to make sure that our infrastructure, the things that we don't see, are developed in a way that protects the homes and the things that exist here. And so I'm really excited about what this is going to mean for the future and the decline in the number of complaints about those particular issues. And ultimately, we all know, and Katie Tang is hiding, but she was really a leader. I see you in the back there, Katie, somewhere. She's running the Office of Small Business. But one of the biggest challenges that we were having, as some of you remember who used this line, is people would step out. And some folks have been hit. And it was not safe. You were taking your life in your own hands. And we had to change that. We had to make it safer because we also have so many seniors who live in this community who rely on public transportation to take them from one end here at the ocean, at the zoo, all the way in the avenues and all the way to the other end in the Embarcadero, and now with the Central Subway, that transferred to Chinatown, and just how excited people are to be able to use this system to get to City Hall, to get to work, to get to where you need to go safely and efficiently. And these new 22 islands will provide an opportunity to be able to board and unboard safely. That is really a big part of our Vision Zero project. And even these cables were replaced, and it's an energy efficient system. We're meeting our climate action goals, and we're doing so much with this one project. So I'm excited about what this means for the future. And I am grateful to each and every one of you, the folks who participated in building this system, the folks who are contractors and architects, and especially our Muni operators who are going to be the ones that are going to ride this system down these streets. So make sure you smile at them and don't give them any problems. Show them some love. They work hard. So it's all of that. And it's why San Francisco is special. When it comes to putting things together and making systems work and building for the future and thinking about how it meets the needs of people, no one does it better. So I'm really excited to be here to say thank you for everyone that played a role in this and for those who have lived through this challenging time. And my hope is that this system is so good and it feels so great that you don't even remember all the problems that existed. And I know Jeff has said we have delivered this project on time and on budget, but at the end of the day, the folks who are part of this community are the ones who really went through it. No matter whether or not it was delivered on time and on budget, it was an inconvenience, and now it's here, and now we hope that it is so good and so impactful and so transformative that it makes you just say, it was worth it. Thank you all so much for being here today, and it is my pleasure to introduce the chair of the County Transportation Authority. But let me just be clear. The County Transportation Authority, MTA, all this money from the feds, it's all your tax dollars at work. So thank you to everyone who's here who pays their taxes to San Francisco and the state and the feds, and that includes me too. So welcome, Raphael Mandelman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Jeff Tumlin. The mayor and I were at an event a few days ago, and Willie Brown, as he sometimes does, was joking about his pledge to fix Muni within 100 days or whatever it was. And, he didn't do that. But I would say, Madam Mayor and Jeff Tumlin, that 20 plus years later, you are managing to fix Muni every day. You have achieved the best performance in decades, I believe, and you are making investments that are going to last not just a couple of years, but are going to carry San Francisco forward for decades and even centuries in our transportation system and in our infrastructure. So congratulations. I like the mayor. I grew up in San Francisco, and sometimes I think about our transportation system. I think from the perspective that I had when I was a kid. And so for me, I know the L is important to lots of people for lots of reasons, does lots of important things, but I still kind of think of it as the way you get to the Empire movie theater with grandma. The Empire's not there anymore, but there are still people who need to get across the city, who need to get out to the water, who need to get downtown, who just need to get from neighborhood to neighborhood, work, fun, whatever it is. And this is one of those just workhorse lines that we have that is so critically important for San Franciscans. So great congratulations to the MTA, Public Works, and all of the partners who delivered this important project. I'm here representing the Board of Supervisors in its capacity as the San Francisco Transportation Authority. I'm the chair of us when we are the Transportation Authority, and in that role we fund transportation projects, and we were happy to provide $19 million, or about 25% of the funding for this segment through the voter-approved sales tax, Prop K. Thank you, San Francisco voters, for renewing that in 2022. And our vehicle registration fee, Prop AA programs. And Tilly got a little shout out, but I really want to give our TA executive director a big shout out, Tilly Chang. Thank you. She's shaking her head. No. And then, because I'm chair of the TA, I'm going to go a little deeper in the TA to Anna Lafort, who I don't know if she's here, but she's our Deputy Director of Policy Programming, and she is amazing in thinking through all of these projects and how we can best help them. And Amelia Wally and Amelia's team, some of them may be here as well, and Amelia's our Senior Program Analyst. Thank you all. Today marks the return of the L Taraval train and the culmination of half a decade's work to deliver access, safety, and streetscape, art, trees, and other improvements to the community. Of course, we all know public transit is the backbone of San Francisco's economy, and is at the core of a more equitable, accessible, livable city. We've heard about the burden that this project has been for the neighborhood, for residents, for small businesses. These projects are tough, and they're happening all over the city, and in a city that is hundreds of years old with infrastructure that is crumbling underground, that these projects are going to have to get done from time to time. But so many thanks to all of the folks here who have survived and who are now going to thrive. Taraval is home to so many restaurants, shops, and activities. And with the delivery of these robust enhancements, our community can now enjoy a ride on the train to get to these places on fresh, newly repaved roads with transit priority signals and enhanced pedestrian safety features and underground infrastructure upgrades. So thanks again, SFMTA, PUC, Public Works, and everyone who works in those departments, every level all the way, for all that you have done to get us here. This is a great way to celebrate Transit Month, and I get to introduce my colleague, the Supervisor of Joy, representing this district, Joel Engardia.
Thank you, everybody. So there's never a good time for a project like this because it was painful for our small business owners. It was painful for our residents, but now we can be glad that it's over. We got through the pain and we can think about the future. And I believe that this infrastructure that we've built here, that we've redone, it's going to set us up for a renaissance in the Sunset. Who's ready for a renaissance? Because it's coming. It's not just coming, it's already here because of the amazing businesses that are already on Taraval, that are choosing to come and locate on Taraval because they can see the future. They can see this renaissance that's coming. This train is going to take people to the coast, to the zoo, to the pandas, and all the amazing places in between. And it's just, the Sunset is a wonderful place, and so much is happening here. I see Angie from the Sunset Mercantile in the crowd. She's putting together our next Sunset Night Market. It's going to be tomorrow. We had 20,000 people last time. Let's hope for more. There, we're going to have a great Hauntway Halloween celebration at the end of Taraval that you can take the train to. We're going to have movies in Macoppin in this park. We're having movies every Friday in October. So take the train, come to the movies, dress up as your favorite character, right? Like have the popcorn on the train. The sky's the limit. We are here to celebrate the future and create the renaissance of San Francisco because it's happening on Taraval. And thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you at all the amazing events and in all the businesses that will thrive here on Taraval. And I would love to introduce my colleague, Supervisor Myrna Melliger, who serves on the other side of 19th Avenue with me in District 7.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Supervisor Myrna Melgar, and I have Taraval on the east side of 19th Avenue. I was elected in 2020, and my colleague was elected in 22. And since we've been on the Board of Supervisors, this train has not been running into the tunnel. But here we are. So in the last 4 years, we have gone through a worldwide pandemic and difficult challenges and changes to the way we live. And nevertheless, we have managed to do extraordinary things. Thank you, Mayor Breed, for taking us through one of the most difficult times in our city and managed to make a better West Side. This is an incredible opportunity, a magical opportunity that we will have something that wasn't there before the pandemic, and now it is better. So our businesses will be better. Our kids will be connected to educational and workforce opportunity. Things will be better. And this is a testament on how working together, even through our challenges and our problems, we can come out ahead and make progress and leave a better world for our kids. I am so excited to be here. I'm excited for our tomorrow. I'm excited that businesses will be able to have folks who come to our city as tourists, as visitors, and now can come to dumpling specialists and go to the ocean and do all of the things that, we know are magical for the West Side. So thank you so much for being here. This is very exciting. Let's keep going. I want to also highlight the amazing work of our director of the MTA, Julie. Where's Sean? I saw Sean here. The team has managed to not just do this, but also make improvements to the crosstown tunnel that manages the L, the M, at the same time as West Portal Elementary School on top of that tunnel was doing construction, and also make improvements to the M and to the K to make the entire system better. Again, this is how we make for a better West Side. So this is a joyful time for us transit geeks. It's very sexy to have this here, and I hope you agree. Again, I will say the backbone of our community is our small businesses, and nothing does more to support their success than to have a transportation system that works, that then can get customers here efficiently, easily, cheaply. So it is my great pleasure to now introduce one of the pillars of the small business community here on the West Side, the president of POPs, and our wonderful Albert Chow.
Oh, wow. Well, I want to just say thank you to the people that have spoken before me, our elected officials, Mayor Breed, Joel Engardio, Supervisor Mandelman, Supervisor Melgar, Jeff Tumlin, of course, and we're done. My God, we're done. I still remember this started October 2015. Someone walked in my store and showed me the plans for this project, and I thought, this is crazy. And I feel like I had black hair when I started. I've grown old with this project. And, I have to say, Muni, SFMTA has gone through Van Ness, Central Subway, some of the other projects that were problematic. And I think that when it came to Taraval, it started evolving. It started, we started working together. We started getting results. We started getting, some help to help our merchants that we have suffered mightily through this experience. Our community suffered mightily through this experience. But because of SFMTA, because of PUC, because of the people that reached out from the mayor's office and so forth, and the supervisor's office, we made accommodations that made the project at least a little bit easier to go forward. They were NTK. I want to say a shout out to NTK. Awesome company. They did a great job for us. They were so, they were so cooperative. So now that the project is done, I really hope that our street can be back to where it should be, and even better. Okay. I do want to say that we're going to have, starting October 4th, movies in McCoppin every Friday in October. We're going to have movies out here. So please come. We're going to have free food, popcorn, bubbles, gifts, and a movie. Okay, and so I just want to also say I'm a little sorry because now I'm out of a job because there's nothing to complain about anymore. So I'll be sending some resumes to SFMTA for a job. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Albert Chow, for your excellent partnership. Now, let's get this show on the road while regular The mayor wants me to tell you, which we will demonstrate later when you board the train, that the train, because of the new tracks, is going to be quieter. In the meantime, we are ready to make some noise. So, firstly, we're going to do a little ribbon cutting. Then, for those of you who would like to join us, we're going to take a train ride all the way out to the zoo and then back to West Portal. You can get off wherever you want. You can get on if you want. You can also just stay here and enjoy some wonderful dim sum here on Taraval Street or a cocktail. Sometimes I just need to edit some things that the mayor tells me to do. So, we're going to go down and cut a ribbon, but in the meantime, I want you to listen to some noise that the Lincoln High School Junior ROTC Marching Band and Color Guard is going to make for us as we go down to cut a ribbon. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you.
Five, 4,